Hey everyone, so today I've got a video for you. I've got some products for you. I feel like I need to do a disclaimer before we even get any further into this video, before I say anything else. I enjoy doing product reviews here on YouTube. I have for many years on this channel. All the products that I review are products that I use and are products that I have interest in, whether it's rock climbing, whether it's running, whether it's makeup, whether it's tech gear, whatever it is. I know a lot of the reviews I do seem maybe random, but this is just stuff that I enjoy. And when it comes to the world of makeup, if you can tell just a little bit, I feel like there's, in this desk, these drawers are full of makeup, along with this side of the desk that you don't see that's off camera is covered in makeup, well-organized makeup, well-organized. I am not doing this review in the intent of becoming a makeup YouTuber or like a YouTuber that does makeup, or that, as Jenna Marbles likes to call it, a beautuber. Girl, I'm not coming for your brand, don't worry about it. I'm not coming for anybody's brand. I'm not here to spill any tea. I don't even know what I'm saying. I don't understand those terms. I am just somebody from like the age of like probably 15, 16, and probably when I was younger, played around with makeup. Not when I walked out of the womb, like apparently a lot of the YouTubers out here, playing with makeup. I have played with makeup and used makeup, and I, on a daily basis, generally wear a full face of makeup. I do the fake eyelashes, I do glitter, I do the whole contouring thing. I've done people's makeup. I do not call myself or consider myself a makeup artist. This is just something I genuinely love to do, and I enjoy on my nights in. I mess around with my makeup and try and make different looks and just have fun with it. That's my disclaimer. I guess my other disclaimer is I spent all my own money. Nobody paid for this. This is not a sponsorship. This is, yeah, I just decided to go to the store today and go buy some makeup. I've got my bag here full of palettes. Yes, I went to Sephora. I personally am not a fan of Sephora. Every time I've gone to Sephora, I've had pretty crappy experiences. That's, I feel like, a different video for a different time, but that is just my feelings towards Sephora. I personally do not like to spend a lot of money on makeup, but I generally like to try a lot of different things. So I have expensive makeup. I can't justify it in my mind to buy palettes that are like this small and they're like $60 to $70. I think that's insane. I think I can get the same kind of makeup for a lot less. I'm sure there's a million reasons why it's better than something at, you know, the drugstore. I'm sure there's a million reasons why it's a million times better. You know, go after me in the comment section down below. I don't know, and I don't care. I'm just personally somebody that can't justify spending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars every single month on makeup, even though I probably end up doing that anyways. But I don't like strictly go to Sephora or strictly go to MAC or strictly go to any specific store. I just kind of shop around, and whatever works for me, works for me. For whatever reason, today I woke up and thought, Morphe. I don't know why. I just did. I went on their website. I think I had heard a couple weeks back somebody had mentioned something about them opening up a store here in Toronto, which, to my surprise, and as I was informed at Sephora, they did. They opened up a store at Square One, and I am not about that life. I hate Square One because it is a death trap of a maze. It's just so big, and it's so confusing, and it's such an enormous mall, and I don't like malls generally just because they're just way too overwhelming for my senses, that I tend to avoid it, and I was just like, I'm not going to Square One. So I checked out of curiosity on Sephora's website to see if they did sell Morphe, and they did, and they sold, it looks like they sold a bunch of the palettes and a bunch of other things, so I figured Sephora's the way I'm gonna go. I braved the chaos that is downtown Toronto and still Boxing Week shopping, which is just like insanity. The amount of people that I had to shove past, yes, I'm going to hell, thank you very much, I know, was just crazy. I was in and out of Sephora as fast as I possibly could be. I, again, don't like it. I don't like the crowds. I don't like I just don't do that many indecisiveness. I can't handle the chaos. But I went downtown, I went to Eaton Center, I went to the enormous Sephora there. I was just glad there was not like a line out the door. I asked somebody right away where the Morphe stuff was. I was going to purchase the stuff online, but then I decided, you know what, I'm not going to run the risk of it breaking, getting it to me, and with the Canada Post delays, I don't know, I don't want to wait 4 or 5 months for it to show up. Yada, yada, yada. So, went to the store, they direct me to the display, I walked over to the display, and first initial reactions, I was very confused, mostly because the display was trashed, and at the same time, it looks like it was missing components, and at the same time, was half empty. I was really heartbroken because I checked online to see if they had stock of it. Of course, with online stock stuff, you never know if it's immediate or if it takes 48 hours to update kind of thing, because that is, technology isn't instant sometimes anymore, or in some cases. So I was really disappointed, and also I found the tester palettes, and they were kind of just shoved in and underneath the display, but I looked at all of them and I knew that I had to quickly decide and get out of there, and so I started opening up all the tester palettes just to see what colors I had seen online. So I had already had in my mind an idea of what I was gonna buy, and there were 2 palettes that I was looking for. One had really nice reds in it, and another one had some greens in it. So those were the 2 that I had set in my mind that I wanted for sure. I also wanted to purchase a palette they had online that had pinks in it, but I, again, don't want to run the risk of it shattering on its way here, and at the same time, I'll find something in the future with bright pinks like that anyways, so I figured whatever. It took me 10 minutes just to figure out the display. There were palettes at the bottom shoved in and crammed in at the bottom, all disorganized, and then there were palettes, I finally realized all, the rest of the palettes were on the sides, and then I had to take another couple of minutes to figure out their numbering system, and the palette numbers were on the back of the palettes that were on the display, and I was just so confused because some of the palettes, I guess actually all the palettes, the seeds are flying everywhere, all the palettes have this color, which for a moment I was just wait, did I just grab, the same palettes? But then I realized that they're all numbered here on the sides, so I got 350, 352, and 35M. So 350 is Natural Glow, which is this guy. 352 is, or 3,502 is Second Nature, and 35M is Boss Mood. So I was so confused by the colors and the numbering and the whole numbering system. It just was really bizarre to me that I asked, before I went to the cash to pay for these, I asked a sales associate to help me open them and to make sure A, they weren't broken, and B, that they were all different palettes, because it looked like some of them were open as well. Again, it was so busy and it was so chaotic that I just wanted to take them and pay for it and run and just leave. And that's basically what I did. I don't think I've ever gotten out of a mall faster in my entire life. So the reason I wanted to try these palettes out and see them is that each of these palettes were $30. So for me, that's really cheap. In my mind, that's a pretty cheap palette. For the amount of eyeshadow you get is insane. There are 35 shades on each one of these palettes. 35? Pretty sure there's 35. So times that by 3. That's a lot of eyeshadow. I don't think I'm gonna have to buy eyeshadow anytime soon. I think only unless I want to, like, I'm trying to find, like, a hot pink that I can mess around with. So I bought these 3 palettes. Each were $30. It ended up coming up to a total of $101.70. So $101.70 is the total that it came up for all 3 palettes. I also got, like, a birthday little thing, which, whatever. But here are the palettes. This box was dirty, and it looks very dirty. You can tell, like, on my lighting in here is awful, but it looks like it's kind of sticky. It looks like it's dirty. It's not a part of the design whatsoever. I don't know if somebody has spilled something on it or if it's been, like, whatever. It's not that big of a deal because I'm not keeping these. I'm gonna throw them out. But it's like, this one's also ripped on the sides, and this was ripped prior to the both of us, prior to me and the sales associate opening them. That's why I wanted to open them, to make sure the right palettes were in here. It's ripped, which isn't great. That doesn't impress me, but at the same time, like, at this point, again, I just wanted to get them and get out of the door. So here, I'm gonna take them out. They were bubble wrapped, which I was impressed. I know this is kind of like this is a double unboxing, because technically these already have been unboxed, but I'm unboxing them with you guys, so that's all that matters. This is the one that really counts. So I really do like the palette itself. I like the fact that it's slim. It's not, like, over the top. I like the packaging. I feel like it's gonna fit in my drawers well, along with all the other palettes that I have. For storage purposes, I like the fact like, the way it's designed. So this guy that I just opened, I guess I should really keep track of these. Okay, so we're gonna start with 35M, which is Boss Mood. This color palette is beautiful. It's got a bunch of gorgeous greens in it. So this is what it looks like on the inside, and you can see the reflection of me and my camera, which is hilarious. It is covered with a plastic with all the names of the colors. The colors, again, right off the bat, are crazy. These are some of the prettiest colors I think I've ever seen as far as eyeshadows go. And as I was speaking to the sales associate that was checking herself out in the mirror while I was talking to her, the reason I really wanted to get my hands on these palettes was because of the fact that they are so colorful. They are so bright, they are so colorful, and I've heard so many positive things about Morphe. All I really know, the way I found out about Morphe, because I even mentioned it to a couple of my girlfriends that, hey, I spent all this money and bought all these palettes, and they're like, what the hell is Morphe? Morphe, I've heard through a bunch of the American YouTubers out there. It is an American brand. I believe they started off with makeup brushes and then sprouted into the makeup world. I may be completely wrong. Don't come for me. Not my world, and these are the details that I haven't looked into. But overall, I had always heard pretty good things about Morphe itself and the eyeshadows, and just again from the initial reaction, the colors are super duper vibrant. So as you can see, there are all the colors, and again, this was $30, and I have 35 shades of color, which I think is crazy. Like, this is what the price of makeup should be, in my opinion. I'm sure there's a million reasons why other makeup brands are expensive. I'm sure there's a million reasons why the stuff is the price that it is. But again, personally, I think for somebody who, even as a person that uses makeup every single day, I don't want to spend $100 to get this. I'm sorry, but I don't. Even if I can afford it, I don't want to spend that. I think that it should be less expensive for people to be able to play with makeup and use their imagination and create some beautiful art on their face. That's just my opinion. So I am going to swatch, I think is the right term, some of the greens, because that's what I really wanted to try out. I'm just gonna try and look all professional. Okay, so I mean, that's pretty pigmented, I think is the right term. That is a really nice green. I'm just gonna swatch it on my snake, because that's, I think, appropriate. I'm just literally rubbing it on just because I want to see how it blends out. I'm not gonna do the strips because I don't care. But that is a beautiful green. It's not like pukey or anything, like it's not a really weird green. I think that's a pretty beautiful green from what I can initially tell. I know the lighting's really bad. You know what? The sun set by the time I got home and I was just too excited to do this video, so bear with me here. So I think that the color is really, really nice. It's a beautiful green. I think that the color is holding really well. It's blending really nice from what I can tell. So from my initial reaction of the colors that I was looking for the most, they're going on really beautifully. Now I do like, the reason I like this palette too is it's got enough mix of like enough of a mix between mattes and like sparkly ones and glitter shadows. I really do love the matte look. Like I prefer mattes, but I also love like the super high contrast, like super sparkly stuff. So I really like that this is a palette that has both, because I did see that they had a palette full of just like glittery, sparkly shadows, and I really I wanted variety, and that's what I got with this palette. So that again was Boss Mood 35M. What does that mean? I don't know, but that's what that palette is. So moving on, let's try 350. So this is 350 Natural Glow. Let's bust this baby open. It's already been busted open. So again, I'm really happy that you can, also the prices weren't jacked up. Like what the prices were online is what they were in store, which I was really happy about, because sometimes some stores jack up the price because of inflation, because of the Canadian dollar versus the American dollar, but I mean, overall, I was pretty happy. So this, again, is number 350 Natural Glow. I don't remember, honestly, which one this is. Let's open this guy. So this guy had, okay, so the reason I wanted this one is because it had more orangey colors that I really have fallen in love with. So this is the Natural Glow palette. There are like these colors, these darker, more taupey colors are the colors I've been drawn to over the last couple of months. I've been using NYX's, a couple of NYX's natural color palettes, eyeshadow palettes that are like these taupey colors. And then have these lighter colors as well. But I was really drawn to like these red colors and these more orangey colors, even though orange, like I don't like orange. It's not remotely a favorite color of mine. Something about these shadows I'm pretty impressed with. Again, nothing is broken, everything is in place, which I'm happy about. I'm going to swatch one of these orange colors. This guy is Extra. Seems about right. I mean, you can't tell in the lighting, but it's very orange. It's surprisingly very, 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 very orange. Wow, that's orange. That is definitely not mistaking it. That is orange. Going on the skin, especially because I'm hella pale, that is orange. There's no mistaking it. That is definitely bright, bright orange, and it's definitely Extra, that's for sure. I'm not too, I feel like, I don't know if I expected this to be a little bit more red. I don't remember. Again, at this point, it was such chaos that I didn't like fully take the time to appreciate and like think about each palette. So I don't even remember what 3,502 is. So I'm gonna have to take a look. I thought these were more red than they are orange. So I'm a little, I don't know if I messed up, or if I meant to even grab this palette, or if I just grabbed it for the sake of taking it because it was so busy in there again. I think I'm still, again, whatever, I'm still going to get use out of the browns of this if I end up keeping it. I think I will end up keeping this guy. Very natural, a lot more mattes in this one, as far as shimmers go, mattes and shimmers go. There are a lot more mattes in this one versus the other palette, the Boss Boss Mood, there's a lot, there's kind of like a 50-50 of shimmers and mattes. This is definitely, as far as the natural glow goes, there's definitely more mattes in this one. Same packaging. Packaging's not any different. Here is 3,502, which is Second Nature. Let's check this guy out. I feel like I thought I grabbed a palette that had more color to it. I really hope it's this one. I hope I didn't mess up. So it definitely looks like it's gotten fingerprints on it, so it definitely feels like people have maybe broken into these ones. Oh, and also, this is the one that I opened and was worried that it was actually broken, because it legitimately has, like, dust, and it looks like something's been broken. And even I'm just realizing it now, in the bubble wrap packaging, you can tell there's powder on the inside. And when we opened it, I expected it to be broken, and so did the girl, and it's dirty because of whatever it is, but for whatever reason, when I opened it initially, nothing was broken. Everything, I mean, this one, it looks a little bit dirty around this section here. Like, it looks like something, oh, this guy looks a little bit cracked around the edges. So it's probably that guy, which is, let me see, it's called Contour. It looks a little bit cracked, so I think he's the culprit of this mess. So it is messy around the edges, like, it's very dusty. To me, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I can clean it up. I was a little bit annoyed when I took it out, and I should have switched to another palette, but honestly, again, at this point, with how busy it was, I just wanted to make sure that they were what they were and left. I could have / should have probably taken the time and just found another one of these palettes, gone in, grabbed it, checked it, and then left, but I was just like, my patience went from, like, I got a lot of patience to I'm below 0. I'm going into the negatives. So it does look like a couple of these the little eyeshadows are cracked around the edges. So I don't know if it got dropped, which I wouldn't be surprised, or if it was the shipping of it, like, coming over, it got, like, damaged then. It does look like, and not just Contour is messed up, but let me see, what's the color? Brick? I think that might be the color. Brick is a little bit damaged around the edges, but I'm glad I did not mess up. This is the other palette that had the red I was looking for. So the red and the green are the two, like, colors I was looking for the most. So taking the time to actually look at these colors now, I do have to say I'm probably the most impressed with Second Nature and Boss Mood. They definitely have the more exciting colors and more exciting choices. I'm just trying to open Boss Mood without dropping it, because that would be bloody hilarious. So these two are definitely the more exciting palettes as far as colors go. I definitely feel like I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this, especially that red color. That red color is not ruby, but fire. And it sure is fire. I'm going to swatch that guy on my arm right now without dropping Boss Mood. I really want to see what this looks like. I do have to say, I don't know if it's a good thing, I don't know if it's a bad thing. I do have to say, I like the fact that these aren't just, like, color, that you could definitely build these guys up, and they definitely blend really nice, which I'm happy about. Like, that's the kind of makeup I like. Like, I like to take the time to blend in a bunch of colors. So I definitely like that it's not just, like, a streak of green or a streak of orange, that you can, like, take the time to blend these two colors together, and that they're not gonna look ridiculous. Like, they're not gonna look like two different streaks. So let's see this red. And again, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Holy hell, that is red. That is definitely fire. It is definitely a bright, bright red. So let's, just so there's no, like, what are you doing? I'm not pressing it. I'm honestly not even pressing that hard. I'm just rubbing it on lightly. and I'm really happy with that color. That's a gorgeous looking color. That's a beautiful looking red. So I'm probably going to take better photos on my Instagram and post them there. So if you guys want to see what these guys look like, not in the dark, but in some decent lighting on Instagram, I will post those pictures and leave links down in the description box down below. But these colors are amazing. So I do have to say, I think hands down, Second Nature and Boss Mood are probably my two favorites, that as far as like my initial like sitting down and actually taking the time to look at them. I think they're my favorite two, and I think I'm the most happy with those two. I think, which one is this? This Natural Glow. I think Natural Glow I could probably do without, but I feel like there are some colors in here that are like the happy medium between some of the other colors, like that, or the orange in here I could definitely blend in with the fire color in the other palette. So I feel like this is like of course it's supposed to be a little bit more neutral and not as crazy bright as those two, but I'm not completely disappointed with this one. I think this is more of like your everyday, I feel like, because it's supposed to be more natural, if you want to call it that. Versus where the other ones are definitely super bright and exciting. So I do have to say, overall, like, for $30, this is what I expect, like, this is beyond a $30 palette, which is, you know, I shouldn't even say that out loud, but I do feel like for $30, you're definitely getting your money's worth when it comes to what you're getting, the quality of what you're getting from what I can tell and from my experience with makeup, and for what I would spend my money on. So again, I spent $100 and I got 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 105. If I've got that right, I've got 105 shadows, if I'm not mistaken, and my math's not wrong there. I got a lot of shadows for the colors. For what I paid for $100, I got a lot of product here. And again, the only reason I'd probably buy another one of these palettes is probably because I'm looking for some really hot, fiery pink colors, which again, they do offer in some like small palette that they have available online. But again, I'm concerned with it shipping here and it shattering. Like, I really don't want to spend even something that's on sale. I don't want to spend that money and it go to waste because it shows up completely trashed and destroyed. Even if it's $10 between the shipping and then the time and everything, I don't want to spend that money and get garbage, basically. So as far as my initial reactions, I'm going to probably play with these palettes for the next couple of days, and I'm definitely going to use them for New Year's. So I will be posting makeup looks on my Instagram. I generally post a lot of stuff of like what I'm doing throughout the day, stuff that I'm purchasing, stores I'm visiting. So if you guys are interested in seeing that stuff and like where I go and what I do and what I spend my money on, always follow, you know, best place to do that and check that out is on my Instagram, so feel free to follow me there. I also went to Mech today and bought, like, I know I'm such a, like, I seem like such a confusing person because I spent $100 in makeup and then went to the Mech store and bought a bag of chalk for climbing later, which I don't need any of this makeup for. I have to, like, wipe it off and then go sweat at the gym for, like, 2 hours. So I know that I seem like a very, you know, I don't know everything about makeup, but I know enough to make my face look pretty. And at the same time, like, I go out and do fun things like work out and, you know, roll around in the mud once in a while. So there's that. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this initial unboxing and feels about the Morphe makeup and the Morphe palettes. I'm sure there are 100 videos out there explaining better why these are good, why these are bad, or doing initial looks. If you guys are interested in seeing some sort of a look that I come up with these palettes, I wouldn't mind doing a video like that if you guys are interested in seeing that. I am very pleased. I'm very happy. I'm a little annoyed that I'm staring at one corner of these palettes and it's dirty, but I can clean that up in literally 2 seconds, so my annoyance will be short-lived. But yeah, so those are my initial reactions. I think, is it worth $30? Like, if you are looking to get a palette that has a good variety of color and you don't want to spend $100, $100+, you can't go wrong with a $30 palette from Morphe, from what I can tell. From my initial reactions, for what you get, it's definitely worth it. Do I think that they have, apparently, according to the sales chick that I spoke to at Sephora, she mentioned that Morphe, as far as what Sephora carries in general, Morphe has the most amount of color that they offer with their palettes, and again, they're $30, so you really can't go wrong. And unless Sephora's return policy has changed, as far as I know, if for whatever reason the makeup palettes don't work out, or if you react to them badly, or if they just don't work for you, or whatever the case may be, you can return them after a period of time, and, you know, with minimal use. So I do have to say, like, if you're just looking initially for something to play around with, or you're looking for a first palette, or something that just offers you a lot of product, I'd say check them out. At least check them out if you can. Go brave the stores. Maybe wait another week or two and then go brave the stores. They definitely had a lot of product that at Sephora when I was there. Just the initial front display was completely like stripped, but all their product is down the side, so just look at the side displays. Look at the side of the displays. Again, that was weird as far as the display goes. But that's my initial reaction. If you guys have any other questions, as always, you can leave the questions in the comment section down below. I will try and respond to them, or reach me through Instagram. If you guys purchase the palettes, send me some photos on Instagram. Show me, give me your opinions there. I'd love to get your response as to what you guys think. But that's it. And I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, and I will see you next time. Ciao, bellas and senors. Yeah.